Welcome to the PernixCyber podcast, where we discuss trending topics in cybersecurity. I am your host, Felix Jimenez, and I appreciate you stopping by for today's episode. We've got another one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to be talking about a T-Mobile breach. So today, we're going to talk about an acknowledgement from T-Mobile of a breach of customer information. So the hackers claim that they've obtained records of 100 million of T-Mobile's U.S. customers, and they've offered up that data to the dark web. The company is saying that they could not determine the number of customers impacted, but said in a statement that they had begun a deep technical review of the situation across our systems to identify the nature of any data that was illegally accessed. So at first, T-Mobile was saying that they were checking the validity of the hackers' claims, but a couple of hours later, they had to acknowledge that some of the data was indeed breached. They went on to say, we have determined that unauthorized access to some T-Mobile data occurred. However, we have not yet determined that there is any personal customer data involved. We are confident that the entry point used to gain access has been closed. T-Mobile has also engaged forensic experts, and they're coordinating with law enforcement on this particular hack. Here's the difficult part. The breach supposedly includes sensitive personal information such as social security numbers and driver's license numbers, according to the media report that's citing postings from the dark web. And according to Bleeping Computer, personal data from at least 30 million people were offered for sale on the dark web forums for the equivalent of 280,000 in Bitcoin. So again, we're going back to the challenges that are presented with cybersecurity and these types of breaches. If you are a T-Mobile customer, I am encouraging you to make sure that you check all of your accounts. The fact that they have access to your social security number and your driver's license number, right, or they could potentially have access to that. You need to be incredibly vigilant, right? As I've stated before, lock your credit reports. Make sure that you have some sort of credit monitoring system. I know that there's some costs associated with it, but we want to try and arm you with some information, and these services will help you, right? At a minimum, try to maintain just information coming your way with regards to anything nefarious that may be happening because of these breaches, right? So you entrust your mobile carrier with a lot of information, right? Because you want to, engage with them in business and, use their services. And unfortunately, these things do tend to happen. But the business will continue, but for you, it's going to be very personal. They have access to incredibly sensitive information, or it could potentially have access to, incredibly sensitive information. And I want to make sure that you stay on top of, cybersecurity. I'm going to come out very soon with another, cybersecurity hygiene, podcast to help you guys, put together an action plan, to stay safe when these sorts of things happen. And I wanted to make sure that today's podcast really highlighted that, it is a massive, massive breach where potentially 100 million of T-Mobile's customers were affected with this particular breach. So as always, that's today's episode. Please be vigilant.